Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
8 Russian prisoners were released in the historic swap involving 6 countries that saw American journalist Evan Gershkovich finally go home. Among them were a sleeper cell Russian spy couple with 2 young oblivious children, a convicted hitman and several high-profile cybercriminals. Evan Gershkovich was one of 16 political prisoners to be freed in exchange after the months of crunch negotiations and top-secret diplomatic talks. Vladimir Putin's twisted regime used those jailed on trumped-up charges as bargaining chips to see his own Russian citizens released. He later greeted them all as they landed in Russia late on Thursday night. A total of 24 prisoners were involved in the secret, large-scale operation which required cooperation from the highest levels of government in the U.S., Russia and Germany. White House officials, diplomats, and CIA agents scoured the Middle East searching for friendly governments who would consider releasing their Russian spies in exchange for the Western prisoners set free. But it came at a cost, with dangerous Russian criminals and spies now set free in the world after some years spent behind bars. 2 of the 8 were undercover Russian agents posing as Argentinian immigrants living in Slovenia, with their children attending an international British school. Maria Rosa Mayer Munoz ran an online art gallery, and her husband Ludwig Gish ran an IT startup. Their real names were Anna and Artem Dultsev. They were Russian SVR spies, and they kept hundreds of thousands of euros hidden away inside their fridge. Neighbors of the couple, who lived with their 2 kids in Krnus, described them as normal and quiet, the Wall Street Journal reports. They spoke English and German with friends, and perfect Spanish with their son and daughter. The kids, Daniel, 8, and Sofia, 11, grew up thinking they were Argentine, not Russian. They only found out about their parents' true identity after boarding the plane that would take their parents to Ankara, Turkey, on Thursday. Putin greeted Anna and Sofia with huge bouquets of flowers and hugged the spy mom as she cried. He said buenas noches to the children, his spokesperson Dmitry Peskov later admitted, as they could not speak any Russian. Peskov said, "The children of the illegal spies who flew in yesterday only found out that they were Russian when the plane took off from Ankara. Before that, they didn't know that they were Russian and that they had anything to do with our country. And, in fact, you probably saw when the children came down the plane, they don't speak Russian." In fact, Putin greeted them in Spanish. He said buenos noches. Hiding the children's real identity from them was likely part of the deep cover which the couple led as Russian sleeper agents. Their computers were built with tech to speak to handlers in Moscow and exchange information gathered from Europe, tech that was unbreakable when Slovenian and U.S. officials tried to break through. The couple were arrested in Slovenian capital Ljubljana in 2022. They had allegedly used the city as a base since 2017, traveling around Europe to pass on Russian orders to other spies. It was later claimed they had trained their children to know what to do if they were ever captured. Convicted assassin Vadim Krasakov, who was serving a life sentence for the murder of a Chechen rebel leader in Berlin, acted as the linchpin for the historic deal. The 58-year-old was convicted of murder and state terrorism by a German court in 2021. His victim was Tornait Kangashvili, assassinated in August 2019 for his role fighting alongside Chechen separatists against Moscow in the 2000s. Krasakov, who witnesses said had a dark wig, cycled up behind him and shot him dead before changing clothes, shaving off his beard and dumping his bike in a pond to evade arrest. The judge said that the order for Kangashvili's death very likely came from Vladimir Putin himself. Krasakov was sentenced to life imprisonment for an especially serious crime. Russia made it clear no deal was possible without his release, a decision that rested in German hands. After the exchange in Turkey, the Kremlin confirmed that Krasakov is a serving officer of the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, FSB. It also suggested he worked as one of President Vladimir Putin's personal bodyguards. Putin's